Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about sunscreens. So first of all, I'm going to briefly share a little bit about the importance of using a sunscreen and why you absolutely should use a sunscreen. And then I'm going to move on to some of my absolute favorite sunscreens and just some of my top picks. So first of all, let's get started with the importance. Now I won't go on and on about why it is so important to use a sunscreen, because if you do watch beauty videos and other beauty YouTubers, then you would definitely know, because everybody does mention this briefly in their videos, but I just want to go over them a little bit before I move on to my absolute favorite ones. Now first of all, it is a myth, and people do say that you don't need to use a sunscreen throughout the year. You can just use it in summers, and it's not really necessary in the monsoon season or in the winters. But that is not true. The sun's rays reach us 365 days in a year, because the sun is obviously present every single day, and that is why we need protection from the sun and from the harmful rays of the sun specifically every single day. Now a lot of people do say that you should use a sunscreen even when you're indoors, but I personally don't really follow that. I only use a sunscreen when I step out, and that is something which again I feel it's like personal preference. If you feel like you need sun protection even when you're indoors, then you can obviously definitely use it. It's just personal preference, and it depends from person to person. But definitely I always use a sunscreen every single day when I'm stepping out of the house, because I do need protection from all the harmful rays of the sun. Now it's also very important that you use a sunscreen which has both UVA and UVB protection, because both of them do different things. Now the main reasons why it's absolutely freakingly very important to use a sunscreen is, first of all, because you need to prevent that tan. Now I know a lot of people in other countries who are very pale, especially foreign countries in the US and in Europe and things like that. They are very fair, and they like a little bit more color, which is why they like getting tanned. But you shouldn't be getting tanned in the sun. They obviously tend to use self tanners, and that is a lot more popular. But here in India, we already have a lot of color, and we just don't need to get more and more dark, because then your face doesn't match the rest of your body and it's really patchy. And it's very important that you do protect your skin from that tan, and you don't want to get tanned. Personally, I do not like getting tanned at all. And it's not just that, but the harmful rays of the sun can also cause a lot of other skin problems. Now for example, if you have acne marks or some kind of pigmentation, that pigmentation can also get darker and darker, and then it will be very difficult to get rid of if you are exposing your skin to the sun rays. And that is also one of the reasons why, if you want to protect your skin and you want that pigmentation to heal and get lighter over a period of time, then it's definitely very important that you use a sunscreen. Also, not using a sunscreen can cause your skin to age a lot quicker, and that's why there is this post which I had read, and I'm pretty sure it was on the Huda Beauty blog. I will try and find that post and leave a link in the description box. It basically showed a comparison of a woman who did not use sunscreen all her life, and she had so many wrinkles. On the other hand, there was another woman who used a sunscreen all throughout her life, and she had a lot of less wrinkles on her face. And that is what shows that using a sunscreen regularly can also prevent you from aging very quickly, and that is why it is very important that you definitely use a sunscreen. I think that is all I could share as far as what the importance is of using a sunscreen. And now I want to move on to my absolute favorite picks, so let's get into that. So I have something which is there is something basically for every. Okay, so let's begin with the matte gel sunscreens first, because honestly these are my absolute favorite sunscreens. Now if you know this about me, that I have very oily skin, then that's one of the main reasons why I love matte gel sunscreens, because first of all, they're a very light consistency, and they get absorbed into the skin very quickly. And I kind of do feel that using a matte sunscreen is more helpful, because it kind of helps in keeping my face matte and oil free throughout the day. And I have two of my absolute favorite matte gel sunscreens. The first one is something which I have used up almost completely. I might have just a very tiny amount left at the bottom of the tube, but this is the Lotus Herbals Safe Sun UV Screen Matte Gel. So it says that it's ultra soothing, which I completely agree with. It also says that it's going to give a matte look, which I kind of agree with. It gives a very smooth look to the skin. I won't say that it's like completely matte, but it's got the right amount of like matteness to it, but your skin does not look super duper dry. And it also says that it controls oil, which I kind of also agree with. And this has UVA and UVB protection and an SPF of 50 with a PA triple plus, and it says that it's meant for normal to oily skin, which again I also agree with. I'm not really sure if this will be really suitable for people with dry skin, and if you do have very very dry skin, I would actually recommend that you use a more creamier sunscreen. So it's also moisturizing and it's also going to give you sun protection, but a matte gel sunscreen is like more suitable if you have normal. And I almost flung that like out of my hand, but I was saying that if you have oily skin or like normal to oily skin, then a matte gel sunscreen is the most suitable and the most ideal for your skin. And this is what the tube actually looks like. So actually I've got this kind of feedback from a lot of people that I should show the products really well in like close up, so that's why I just showed you the tube like that. But moving on to the other one, which I also have, this is the Lakme Sun Expert Ultra Matte Gel. This also has an SPF of 50 with a PA triple plus, and it says that it also gives you UVA and UVB protection, and this one is light and non-sticky. Now these two honestly I feel are the exact same thing. I don't know if there's a difference in the ingredients that much. I do feel that it's pretty much the same, and I can see that a lot of the ingredients are very very similar to each other, and the consistency of these two are honestly pretty much the exact same thing. Like if you don't need to go for both of them, you can just go for either or and you'll be fine. And I personally think that I will compare the prices to see like which one is cheaper. I'm pretty sure the Lotus Herbals one is a lot cheaper, and I think that's why if I have to like go out and repurchase, I will repurchase the one by Lotus Herbals rather than the one by Lakme. And but I still will compare the prices. No wait, actually I think the Lakme one is cheaper, but both of these are like 50 ml or 50 grams. Let me check it out. So this one is 50 grams and this one is 50 ml, and I know it's not the exact same thing, but I will definitely compare the prices, and in future maybe like in an empties or something, I'll let you guys know which one I will repurchase out of the two, because I get like more value out of my money. But both of them are pretty much the exact same thing, and I think I should actually show you what the consistency looks like. So I'll just take a little bit on my palm. I can't show you the Lotus one, but this is the Lakme one. The Lotus one has like a very tiny amount left, so I don't want to like waste it and like showing you guys and just swatching it, because yeah. But this is what the Lakme one is like, and like I mentioned, both are the exact same thing. I think I said that like 10 times in this video already, but like you can see, it gets absorbed very quickly into the skin. It gives you no white cast, and it gives a pretty matte look as well. So yes, this was for the matte gel sunscreens, which I absolutely freakingly love. Also, if there is any other matte gel sunscreen in the market which you think I should check out, and if you have any recommendations for me, then definitely let me know in the comment section, because I would absolutely love to try them out. Moving on, next I have two creamier sunscreens, and these are the two more moisturizing creamy sunscreens which I have. I'll talk about this one first. This is the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch Sunblock with an SPF of 50 plus, and this one says it's got Helioplex and like it's with Helioplex and broad spectrum UVA, UVB, PA triple plus, ultra light clean feel, leaves skin soft and smooth, and it's also claiming to be waterproof. Now I personally grabbed the smaller size because I wanted to try out the formula. Now this one, they do say that it's a dry touch sunblock and it's a very matte sunscreen. Now I personally will say that it's a cream. Like you can see, it's a white colored cream, and once you start massaging it into the skin and once it gets completely absorbed, it does settle into a matte finish, but it's more creamier and it's like a moisturizing matte or a creamy matte, and that's why I call this a creamy sunscreen. Now this is something which I will gravitate. My skin feels a little bit more drier like during the winter time, And nowadays also sometimes my skin does feel a little bit dry and like stretchy, so that's when I like using this one. And like you can see, it does not leave any white cast, which I really like. And definitely if I have to talk about a creamy sunscreen that I will need for my skin, then I'll definitely go for this one. But I do also have another creamy sunscreen option for you guys, which is personally not my absolute favorite, but I still thought I'll mention it, because if you have like very dry skin, then probably this one might be a little bit more suitable. But since I have like a little bit dry to like normal or combination or oily, this is not something which is very suitable for my skin type. But this is the VLCC Matte Look Depigmentation Sunscreen Gel Cream, and this one has a little bit lower SPF. It's SPF 30 with again a PA+++, and this one is a tinted formula, non-greasy matte look, and it also claims to reduce pigmentation. Now it is definitely a tinted formula. This is what the packaging looks like, and let me actually show you what the sunscreen looks like. So like you can see, this has like a skin tone color to it, so it's a tinted formula, and I think that's the reason why they say it will not give a white cast. But I personally feel that it actually does leave a little bit of a white cast, and you need to massage it into the skin very well. They also say that it gives you a non-greasy matte look. Now I will not completely agree with that, to be very honest. I do feel it's a little bit greasy, so if you want to avoid the greasiness, you should use a very tiny amount and massage that all over your face. I have done an Insta video which is kind of like a demo, so you can go and check that on my Instagram. I will leave my Instagram handle in the description box for you guys to go and check out my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, then definitely you should do so, because I do a lot of product reviews and demos through Insta videos on my Instagram. And now, like you can see, I have worked really hard in massaging this into my skin completely, which is why it does not leave any white cast. So you have to massage this very well, because it's a very creamy sunscreen. And this also claims to reduce pigmentation, which I am not very sure of. It can definitely help, since it has the sun protection to it. It can definitely help in protecting your skin from pigmentation, but I'm not sure of how much this can help in reducing pigmentation. So again, this is something which I will use more in the winter time to like use up the tube, but I don't think I would personally like highly recommend this if you have oily skin. It was not my absolute favorite, and I'm pretty sure I won't like repurchase this, but I would highly recommend this if you have very dry skin. Moving on to the last option, which is kind of not exactly a sunscreen, but since it does have sun protection to it and it does have an SPF of 50, that's why I'm mentioning it. This is the Neutrogena oil-free moisturizer. So this is basically like a moisturizing lotion which has an SPF to it, and that's the reason why I'm mentioning this. So again, let me show you. This is a very lotiony consistency, and like you can see, it's like running down my hands. And again, let me just massage this. I think I took a little bit too much, like just to swatch it, but yeah, once you massage this into the skin, again, this one does not leave a white cast, but you need to massage this really well into the skin. Now this is something, it's a very nice lightweight moisturizing lotion. Not my absolute favorite, but it's something which I can use just for a light moisturization, like if I'm just going to run errands or something like that, I would use this. I would not use it if I'm going to be out throughout the day, because it just has an SPF of 15, which is pretty low for me. I like an SPF of like 40 and above, 30 something, which I can like do with, but I prefer a good 40 or a 50. And again, this is something which I feel I would just use up completely. Like I'll keep using this whenever I go to just run errands and I'm not going to be out of the house for a very long time. But it was not my absolute favorite. I don't really like lotiony textures that much. I'm someone who likes a more like gel texture, because it's the most suitable for my skin, because it feels super duper lightweight on the skin and it does not feel very heavy or greasy or anything of that sort. But yes, those were all the sunscreens which I had to share with you guys, and I really hope that you found this helpful. And I felt this was kind of a little bit more on the longer side, but I felt I was being a little bit more informative. So if you like that, then definitely let me know in the comment section. I would like to do like more informative videos and share like valuable information with you guys. So yes, please do subscribe to my channel, and also hit on the notification bell button, because that way you'll get a notification whenever I post a new video. I do post twice in a week, so yes, please stay up to date with all the videos that I keep posting. And you can also go back and check on my channel for all the videos which I have posted in the past, so you can go and check them out as well. And yes, that was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.